The Ministry of Health has raised a public alert for heat stroke and heat-related illnesses in light of the ongoing drought conditions affecting the island. Heat stroke, also known as sunstroke, is a severe illness caused by your body overheating, usually as a result of prolonged exposure to physical exertion in high temperatures. Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Sharon Belma George.
For example, during the periods of 10 to 2 during the day where it gets very hot, it's exacerbated by strenuous physical activity such as exercise during those periods, and is made further worse. It further worsens, for example, if persons are drinking alcohol or very sweet drinks during that period. So we would just like to provide some tips to the public to prevent the possibility of a heat-related illness. As you know, we are still in drought conditions where it is quite dry outside and it gets very hot. So we would just like the public to take some preventative measures to reduce the possibility of a heat-related illnesses.
Dr. George provided some precautionary tips to cope with the current hot and dry conditions, particularly those most at risk, and that includes the very young and very old, persons who are physically ill or have other underlying diseases such as heart disease or high blood pressure.
If you can avoid being in the direct sun for an excessive period during the times of 10 a.m. and 2, when the sun is particularly hot, and especially for small children who can be very active during that period, to reduce the exposure to the direct sun, and also to ensure that children who are outside playing are rehydrated. And it is always best during those periods to give the children water, not the sweet drinks, but to give them water instead. And as adults, avoid alcohol during the periods of the very hot as much as possible. So if you have to be out, we're asking that you do the necessary in terms of ensuring rehydration. It also helps as well in terms of wearing white-colored, loose clothing as well when you're outdoors. So that way you feel a lot cooler. We also advising the public, do not leave anyone, children, have persons waiting for you in a parked closed vehicle that's directly exposed to the sun. Okay, this is also of concern. If you need to be outdoors as well, we would like for persons to, if you could put on a hat over your head to prevent the sun from hitting you directly, and also the use of sunscreen to protect your skin from the direct impact of the sun.
Dr. Belma George has urged that you pay close attention to changes in your body and even behavior to determine whether you are being affected by heat stroke.
Normally, when you're developing heat stroke, your body temperature increases to greater than 104 degrees Fahrenheit. So apart from feeling very hot and your body temperature rising, you also get altered mental behavior where in terms of there might be confusion, agitation, slurred speech, they may become irritated. Also, person's skin feel very hot and also feel very dry. Persons may also develop gastrointestinal symptoms such as nausea and vomiting, and their breathing may become very rapid and very shallow. So if you notice your child has been out for an extensive period of time without drinking and begins to produce symptoms, you need to immediately seek the nearest healthcare facility. But the most important thing is for us to prevent and be vigilant, both for us and for our family member, in terms of in the very hot and dry conditions out there.